Hi guys, welcome to season 3 of Pillow Talk. We're back.
This one was really hard.
But wait, can we just take a moment for how cute we look in our purple with our purple sign? We have stepped up our game.
Coordinated.
Yeah, we've stepped up our game. We wanted to make it feel more like a fun party.
I always liked our game.
I liked it too.
What game?
The game we stepped up. I thought it was a good game.
Oh, okay. Well, now you'll like our game even more. So,
We even have matching socks. They have little bows.
okay,
on.
I didn't put on the socks. I still have on my athletic ones.
it's okay. Yes, so
Okay,
what-
can we just take a moment to point out that Jill has a mirror phone case?
Of
She's
course she does.
Actually, that's kind of smart.
It is smart.
I'm like, do I need that? Do I need that?
Yeah, because like that, nothing.
Wait, does that YSL have lip gloss? Does it have plumper in it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just use Melissa's lip gloss and now my lips are zippy.
They're zippy. They make them.
They make them plump. All right.
I
Well,
need some. It's right there.
so, how do we feel about...
Let
I
it
can't.
out.
First of all,
Let
I
it
can't
out.
believe that we're doing a UDC.
But do you know what I did?
What?
I pretended that Abby was someone else.
Oh.
And it literally, I know that sounds so weird,
No?
but I imagined her to be someone that I didn't know. So, because the first episode of my stomach, I can't stand her voice. And then it was really easy.
Oh.
Well, I texted you guys
I'll
and
tell you why
said
it
the
was
concept of the show is good.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't like the
You said I hate
cast.
You said I really love this show. I just don't like any of the people.
Well, you know, every
The
single
concept's
one
good.
of them, I had never seen AUDC.
I
never
never
watched it.
I never even knew what the concept
It was-
of the show was,
I
other
wasn't
than it was a
either.
competition.
Here
That's all I
was
knew.
the concept was Abby looking for kids to bring on Dance Moms.
That's
Well,
like,
obviously,
just
because
didn't-
half of them are on
And
Dance
that's
Moms
what I
after
realized. I'm like, oh my God, all
Yeah.
those people were either on Kathy's or
Yeah.
the select team. So Abby had an agenda, and
So-
it wasn't that. It
And
was
why did I know
bring on Dance Moms.
Maddie's
which
mom?
Maddie? Oh, Madison?
Madison.
Corrine or whatever?
Yeah, Corrine.
Why
and
did I
Madison.
know her? Wait,
I
where?
don't know. She was
Wait,
a
which
quiet
one's
mom
Madison?
She was
from what
quiet.
I've seen so far.
She was quiet.
Yeah.
We don't really hear much from her until almost the very end.
But why do I know her? Did she must have come to booty camp and things.
Maybe. I
Probably.
don't.
How about,
I think a lot
I've
of
known
them.
Jordan Jones forever because Paige was friends with her. I
know.
have the
She's
cutest
cute.
pictures of those two together.
she's
Those
cute.
cute little
She's a
blondes.
cutie patootie.
Oh, you
But
guys.
I never realized that was her mother.
I never knew her mom.
And does her mom own a dance studio?
Yeah.
I never knew that either.
Well, I have some tea on Jordan we'll get to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew. I actually
And her
texted
mom.
Christi. I was like, "Is that Jordan Jones?" Mm-hmm. Like I knew it was her, but I never knew she was on the show.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's some things. There's
Oh,
some
I
things.
know some things too.
There's some things.
Like,
There's some things. Well,
I ran
when
into
we
a
get
couple
more
times.
into it, I'll tell the stories. But before we get to any of that, we have a sleepover game. It's my favorite part.
me
it's
too.
my favorite part of
I
this.
love games.
So we
I
always
like to
start.
You love to sleep. Oh,
We always start because we're having a sleepover. We always start with a sleepover game, and this one is called. Wait.
For
For the girls.
Oh, I'm
For
scared.
the girls. So I guess it's a bachelorette. It's an adult party game, and it's a bachelorette game. Now, listen.
God,
We're-
that scares me when it says adult party game.
Yes, correct. But we're not going to play it the way it's supposed to be played because I didn't read the rules. So I just kind of quickly glanced at it. And one of the things that I thought was kind of fun, you can do different things with different colored cards. But with the orange cards, which I pulled out, I'm not going to look at the category. We take the card and we read the category. Like I read the category and then you have to say something in that category and pass it to the next person. They
Okay.
have to say it. Then you have to say it.
Oh, of course I'm last.
Well, you
But
want
that's
to
good.
start?
But that's good because then you get to think more.
All right, well, don't take my ideas, please.
Okay. Well, except that I feel like we always have the same answer.
I know.
So, and then whoever screws up, like you either take more than 5 seconds, or if you repeat something, then you're out.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to be out in the first round. This is going to be easy.
Let me get my
Okay.
spectacles.
I'll go have a
Do
snack.
we have a test round, or is this a
Oh, no testing.
I think we just go for
it's
it.
go time. All right, let's do it.
All right, I have no idea what this is. All right, let's see. Presidents. Washington.
Oh, for the love of God.
Lincoln.
Okay.
Obama.
Reagan.
Clinton.
Trump.
Yeah.
Biden.
Oh, shit, I know I forget.
Kennedy.
Roosevelt.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yay! I did too. Rosenthal.
Shut up, all of you. I just can't speak.
Kennedy.
Jefferson.
Oh.
Lincoln.
Oh!
Did you said it?
I already said it.
Thank God, because I didn't have one.
So you're out, Melissa.
I gotta still go.
No. Now,
Start over.
now she's out. Now we do another category.
loser.
Thank God, because I didn't
Out
have
of the
any.
whole game?
Yeah.
Oh, no, let's let her back in.
Okay. All right.
She's just the
She
first
just got a
loser.
Okay.
I'm okay.
So, well, how about
We
this?
want you to play.
We'll do like 5 rounds. Whoever loses
Lost the most.
Yeah, we'll do it that way so we can all
Has
play.
to go get drinks.
Okay. Okay. Words that start with Q. Queen.
Queer.
Quit.
Quail.
Quick.
Quiet.
Quack.
I think question. Does that start with a Q?
Yes, darling. Cooter. No. I'm kidding. I know this is
That was a good one though.
Yeah. All right. Okay. This one's for Melissa.
Uh-oh.
Sex toys?
Sex positions.
Wait, what'd you say?
Sex positions.
No.
Missionary.
I'm going to fail this. I already am done.
Doggy style?
Oh, that was mine. 69.
Up the butt.
Reverse cowgirl.
I don't think I know that.
Riding backwards. Yeehaw.
Supine?
What the hell's that?
It's like face up.
How do you know that?
And how do you do that?
Oh my.
You're both face up. Oh, I
Well,
guess
if you got a
okay,
nice
all
size.
right, all right.
I am totally out. I don't know. Sideways.
Does a BJ count?
Sure.
If you're not Clinton, right?
Tick, 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 tick. On the washing machine. I know it's not a position. I was being Melissa. All right, here's a good one. Ways to eat potatoes. Baked.
Oh shit, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
Fried. As in French fried.
Mashed.
Oh, I forget what Christi said. I'm gonna say potato chips.
Oh.
That's a potato, right?
Yeah.
Good one.
Twice baked.
Hash browns.
Au gratin.
All right.
Oh my, scalloped.
Oh God.
Did somebody say that?
No. Oh God, riced? Can you rice potato?
Yep.
Through a ricer? Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Skins. Potato skins.
Yes.
I like a potato skin.
Garlic potatoes.
All right. Garlic parsley. That's what you
Garlic
meant.
parsley. That's what I know.
Oh shit! I just had one. I forget it.
Okay. I want to do like fried potatoes and onions, like you make in the morning.
Oh yeah. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Pamela's fried potatoes and
I
onions.
really would like to go to Pamela's. Wait, damn it! I had one. What was it?
Hot flash.
Oh,
you okay?
potato salad.
Oh,
Oh,
home fries.
yes.
Home fries.
Home fries are good.
Why are the hogs good at potatoes?
I know. We just keep going. Keep it
We're
coming.
like, hey, this is round we got.
Did we say baked potato?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
no.
number one.
all right. Cool. All
That's
right,
okay.
Last one. You ready?
Oh no.
Reality TV shows, Dance Moms.
Oh
God, I don't watch any.
Survivor.
Oh, I like Survivor.
Kardashians.
Oh, for God's sake. Love Island.
Yep.
The Traitors.
Love is blind.
The Chrisleys.
Did somebody say Bachelorette?
No. Oh God, there's so many. AUDC.
The Bachelor.
Did we already say that? Oh, you said The
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
She's in the Bachelorette.
I am hot.
I know. I'm literally.
Woo!
I'm literally having a hot flash. Oh, there's so many.
I know, but then.
Oh, Chloe and Lamar.
Oh.
We said Dance Moms?
Yeah. Okay, good. We're done. All right, so that was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
that was
Okay,
fun.
save them for later. We'll do more
Yeah,
later.
this is a cute game. So what's it
Yes,
called
very
for the
good.
girls? There's a million different
I
categories.
guess I thought it would be more, sexual.
Yeah.
Well, there
body
are
or
more. There are.
booby or I don't know.
Oh, so there's ones like, I guess, keep this card if you've ever gone skinny dipping. There's all kinds of categories.
I like chunky dunking.
Chunky dunking. Oh, my goose.
That was fun though. I mean, it's like stressful.
Oh,
but
keep this card if you've ever been in a physical fight with another girl. Here, Kelly, you want to rip it in half with me?
oh my gosh, talk about physical. I cannot believe they allowed.
Are you kidding? They were begging for that shit.
Christy was like on that woman.
Yeah, it looked like she was going to kiss her.
And
That's how close she was.
And it had none of it was warranted. I'm like, what just happened? Like, where did that come from?
Well,
so either they were instigated or she's a loose cannon.
Well,
because
in the minute,
maybe a little of both, right?
I guess.
I'm
And
like,
the minute
where did
they
this
saw
come
that, they
from?
were like, you know what? We've got some bitches we want you to beat up. Let's go meet Christi Lukasiak. And they want her to get me.
But that's why she stayed so long.
Of course it is.
And that's why she got to be on Dance Moms.
But what surprised me is she fought a lot on this, but I didn't feel like she fought or said much on
Kelly,
Dance Moms.
She was a totally different person on
Yeah.
Dance Moms. You know why I think?
Why?
because
I think
they gave her a show.
because she came to Dance Moms to, like, catapult her to Asia, raising Asia.
Yeah.
So, and I would be willing to bet my life that Abby had a big talk with her before she came on and said, "Don't let them break you.
Oh, you're probably right.
I'm gonna make
I do
you.
think they
I'm
were
gonna
friends.
make Asia a star. You're getting your own show. Don't lower yourself to them. You go on, set yourself up, ignore them." Because she was totally a crazy dance mom on this.
Yeah.
Where when she came, she acted like she was so better, like above us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she would snap. She snapped
Oh,
at me in the
yeah.
parking lot.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one day, and I'm like, what
In
is
the raisin.
going on?
I think even
Yeah.
Asia was different.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, here she was, like, crying and...
Every day.
Every
Yeah.
day.
And she was very
Yeah.
overconfident on Dance Moms.
And remember
Yeah, I agree.
when
Well, I think they made her that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
But remember when she cried and Christy's like, she does not cry over dance. Remember? You guys
Yeah.
got in the big fight about it. And
Yeah.
she's like, she's crying because her puppy died. You're like, she's crying
Yeah.
because of this.
She cried
God, you
almost
remember
every,
that. I knew there was
Yes.
a big fight. I don't
Yeah.
even know why.
And she cried almost on every episode of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
She cried. No, she didn't have a puppy. She was crying because she wanted a puppy.
No, it had nothing to do
No,
with
she
it.
cried because her dad's puppy died or something.
No
Wasn't
puppy
it?
died.
There was-
No
No,
puppy
no.
died.
She-
Something to do with her dad.
No, you're right. She said that, but no, what I'm talking
They
about
didn't
was
have a puppy.
No,
she wanted a puppy.
in the bathroom. Jill heard her crying, and it was because she wanted to eat a raisin. And Christy lost her mind.
God, crying
And
over
was-
a raisin.
they-
At least have a chocolate-covered pretzel or something
But she's not
good.
allowed to have that stuff. And Kenzie would give her stuff. And there was all these papers, and Asia's mom said, well, that was yours, Asia? And Kenzie's like, no, it was mine, but it was Kenzie giving candy to Asia.
And
Yeah.
you were fighting with Christy. You're like, she's crying over a raisin. And she's like, she's crying because her puppy died. Or whatever. It
Yeah.
went on and on. Okay, so are we ready to recap? Because we
Yes.
could just
Can I
gossip
have
about
them?
Yeah, we
this.
could
Oh my God.
gossip.
But
This,
Before you start, and this is what we were talking about earlier, I didn't know what to expect, and what I saw, I could understand why people would like Abby. She wasn't the Abby we know.
Yeah.
she was on
No.
the
She
outside.
actually said some positive things.
No
Yes.
way in hell. So I don't understand the disconnect. Like why she was so cruel to us and our
this
kids.
to her kids.
And this, she
To her
was
students, she was cruel.
like
and
they
to
loved
them,
her.
she said-
I just didn't understand. So
Two things.
what? Tell me.
Number
Yeah.
one, she was the star.
yes.
She did not have to compete against any of us for like the attention. It was
Oh my
her
gosh.
show.
It was.
My dance competition, how she said it.
Yeah.
She was the star. She was an EP on it. She came in like da 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 da. But also, you guys.
Oh, she was an executive producer.
Yes, but you guys, who was she with every day when she was filming?
John Corella. Oh my God.
Well, that makes her happy.
Well,
yeah,
I
she-
texted him yesterday because I was asking questions about
But was
Christy.
she in love with him?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. That's whose pictures my husband had to hang up all over her bedroom in Florida.
Yes. And I
She was like
said,
obsessed with him.
And he's gay.
She don't care.
why? I said, I'm shocked at how nice she was. I'll read the text.
They
And
don't
he said,
speak now, right?
that's because we were together. He said we were going to a bunch of events. She was living in LA. We was like, we were, no, he didn't say we were a couple, but that's probably what
That's what she
thought.
was.
That's what she
But
That was probably the best time in her life. She was the star of a show, an EP on it, and she was with the man she was obsessed with every day, spending all that time together. No wonder why she was happy.
And I was just
But
with
she
him.
should have
I
been
went
happy
to
on
visit
Dance Mom.
because she
No
had
shit.
everything. But
But she wouldn't
is
have
in
did
such good shape.
AUDC if she didn't have Dance Moms. And
No, but she never ever
treated
would.
us like shit.
So wait, was this after season 1 of Dance Mom?
This
Yes.
was
Oh, it
AUDC. Oh, it was after season 3.
2. No, 2, because Asia came on season 3.
Oh.
So this was after season 2.
Okay. So she should have been mean to them because she was mean on season 2.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah, so when I saw it, I couldn't believe
couldn't
that,
either, Jill.
That I'm like, she's a different person on this show. But anyway, okay.
And
Well,
I'm glad you guys agree with.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
saw that too.
like these
Love that.
kids didn't see anything
No.
that are.
but John wants to come on and do a bonus special. He said, I'll do it. He said, I worked on the show every day. He said, I picked every song. He said, I worked with every kid. He said, I'll tell you everything from behind the scenes.
And I think it's really important to tell you that we're gonna try to be really respectful. But Zach was Zach on the show, but Zach is now Lennon.
Yes.
So I
didn't know that.
So
Yeah.
Zach is Lennon, and
So he
she's-
changed his name.
No, it's she.
She's a she. Lennon is a she, and she's beautiful, and I love her. And so
Yeah.
we'll speak about. So we'll see. Just we're going to be respectful, of course, but sometimes we will say Zach, but we're going to try to just say Lennon.
Well, we will say Zach because he was Zach and he was he then. We're
He
talking about
prefers,
him.
No, he prefers to now, even
Go
in the
by
past,
Lennon.
go by Lennon.
Yeah, so we're gonna
talk
say
How do you guys know this?
because we recap it on Back to the Bar, and
so
he's requested that
she-
from
You
us.
know my other complaint about the show
is
was
she.
they spent
Early 20s.
so much more money on things.
Well, the
Like, on
costuming
production.
looked
You see
great.
the costumes?
No,
But even
they were going
like,
through them. I'm like,
even like
The sets?
the choreographers and stuff they brought in, like
Kelly, how about the hotel?
yeah,
We
like,
stayed at like a
Yeah.
Motel
Just our
8.
hotel.
yeah.
yeah.
That like was hurtful. Like that they would take the money that they made from our show and put it into that
bigger, better show.
Yeah.
To try to make the kids look bigger and better.
And they did it.
I mean, like even
well,
the
they
music,
tried. They
even
tried.
the music was better. You know,
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start. So this is
Ultimately, jokes on them. 'Cause they
season
did
1,
try to
episode 1.
Erase our children.
Let the dancing begin.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
we didn't recap the casting because, and I know you watched it.
I know.
You poor thing. I didn't watch it.
I didn't either. Although the one thing I will say, I did read through the notes, and apparently there was a big conversation with the moms about Lennon, who was Zach at the time, being a boy. That was a huge thing, and how he was going to get pee-pee points the whole time. They kept talking about pee-pee point, and I'm like, the minute they said pee-pee points, Brian Stinson's little brain went, we're gonna give Kathy 20 pee-pee points. Let's give her all boys.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what's interesting to me is Lennon only danced for 2.5 years
That's
Before
crazy.
coming on.
before
Yeah.
coming on the show, and now Lennon is an amazing dancer. But that was only 2.5 years.
Where's she dancing?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay,
professionally.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so we're in the theater, and Kevin congratulates the contestant and their moms for making it this far. Kevin is the host, you know. So he introduces Abby. Abby tells everyone that it was tough getting here, and it's going to be even tougher to stay. Boom, 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 you know. She explains how this competition will work. Each week they will perform in front of a live audience, and then the judges will decide who gets sent home. That live audience was fake. Do you know that? Oh, there was so many fake. Like you could tell. I'm sure they had some, but it wasn't all those people. You could tell.
Oh, I wasn't
They were
paying that
fake
close of
people?
attention.
Well, because I know
CGI?
they did it on Kenzie when Kenzie was on Masked Dancer. I know that there was an audience, but then it was during COVID, so they had to put a fake audience.
Now
in.
hold on. That was Masked Dancer, so there was probably a lot more budget. I don't know if these people are spending the money on like CGI people in the audience. They're probably pulling people off the street.
Wait,
Come
what's
on,
CGI stand for?
It's like fake.
computer generated.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it looked really fake to me. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But
Okay. No, I believe you, but I'm just saying, I know them, they're cheap. They're not spending money on that.
it
And
looked so
how
fake.
about how excited everybody was to meet Abby? They were like,
Oh my God, Jordan Jones's mom made me want
moms.
to throw up, and
What
she couldn't
was
like
she
she never met Abby
thinking?
before, or was that just?
It was really apparent on this show. It really drives me crazy when people who don't know Abby act like they know her, but the dead giveaway that they don't know her is they call her Abby Lee. Abby does not go by Abby Lee.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Joe,
Like, people who don't know her are like,
hold on
oh my
over
god,
here.
I get to meet Abby Lee. Like, Abby is Abby. She's never, the only time she uses Lee is if she uses her full name,
Yeah,
Abby Lee Miller.
Right.
But people are like, oh, it's Abby Lee, it's Abby Lee. I'm like, that's not her name.
No.
Her name is Abby.
And
You
it's
know?
funny how
You
the
can
moms are
tell
like,
when they
That's
don't
funny,
know
you're
them
right.
that they're like, it's Abby Lee. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
just like a little thing that annoys me.
amongst a lot. Abby announces how this week's group challenge will work. The kids will learn a combination for 45 minutes. I mean, that's really...
That's like a convention, though.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's true.
That's a convention.
And,
Sure.
but these kids aren't that great. And then perform it for Abby. She'll pick a winner who then gets to choose their style of their routine this week. Jazz, hip hop, contemporary, or tap. So this is Abby. Every week I'm going to give you a different skill. This week is technique. And all she cares about is technique.
That's
technique. And obviously,
I don't
our
know.
kids never got
After
it.
watching the show,
I
I used to think that she was about technique. Now I think it's all about facial shit.
I'm
is.
telling
Well, and I think it's
agree.
about the look, the beauty of it. She likes a
Because
pretty
she loved
face.
Asia, and Asia used her face, but she
Her
was
legs.
the
A pretty
weakest
face.
in the dancing
Yeah.
I
part.
couldn't look at Asia's legs and feet in this.
Yeah.
I know she's 7. I know that. But
Was she 6 when she started?
I think she's
so.
an amazing performer.
Sure.
I'm just talking about
But yeah,
Abby. Like,
regarding
Abby always was
technique-
about technique. And
wanted long
as
legs.
you watch
And the-
through,
and the
it's
lean,
all about the face.
long-
I feel
yeah.
like.
I agree with that.
Yes, that's how, and her mom. But in Abby's interview, proper technique means beautiful posture, great body alignment, and gorgeous lines. And that's what she's looking for.
And that is what we knew Abby to like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Too bad our kids didn't get technique when they were on the show. Kevin sends the kids to rehearsal room to learn the combo. And it's crazy to me that the moms are in the room because that's really distracting. They should
And a lot of the moms are teachers.
dance teachers.
Yeah. And that's hard, I think, for the first time. And who's teaching them the first time? Oh,
Yeah,
Kelly's
the-
enemy.
I hate him too.
I don't like him either.
Sorry, I hate to-
He's a
I was
jerk.
so
don't like him
surprised.
either.
I thought Abby disliked him a lot because
He was
later
probably cheap.
on,
And he's Jimmy Chris's cousin.
Yeah.
Anthony Burrell.
Yes.
I just didn't like him either.
That the
Oh,
whole
he
thing
was
is
so
all
hate to pay.
incestuous.
This is all nepotism. I
Wait.
can't even believe it.
Do you remember the paychecks when they would hand her paychecks? Hammond.
Yeah.
Hammond. I'm like,
But why
Wow.
couldn't this was so like Brian Stinson.
He was
like,
rough though too. He
They
doesn't
brought
have a
rude.
nice. Yeah.
Oh,
rude.
he's very rude. But why not find somebody else? Like, it's a different show. They brought on Ricky Palomino too.
The
Like,
whole
you
thing is-
can't find other choreographers that you didn't
Especially-
use on Dance Moms.
and they were in LA. That's where all the choreographers
Yeah.
are because they couldn't afford them, and they
No,
they
they
didn't want to be
couldn't.
associated.
That's the thing is I don't think they wanted to be associated.
No. So in the interview, this is Elizabeth's mom, Erin. Elizabeth's competed for years, and at our studio, technique is everything. So now we're at the rehearsal room, and this is the group challenge. Anthony Burrell, who we were just all talking about, we don't like him.
He's rude. And he's rude to
well,
the kids too.
Yes, he
And he just
doesn't
met
have
them.
a nice way about him.
I've never
He's
spoke to the
rough.
man in my life.
and that's the one
But
who was
just
awful
the
to
way he
Paige.
treated, like, Paige that one day in the thing, and the way I see him
Well, we met
treat
his mom.
people. Even
his
the way he
mom.
treated you in the
That was his
hallway and
mother.
stuff. He's rude.
I
His
forgot.
mother was about to kill me.
I forgot about
Yeah.
Oh
that.
my God,
Killed
yes,
me.
I remember that.
Like what is like?
I forgot about that. They really they were like sicking her on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So Anthony Burrell has all the moms sit along the wall while he teaches the kids this week's combination. And that would never happen in real life. Anthony demonstrates the choreography as he's teaching it to the kids. He's shown doing a right leg extension.
Anthony Burrell.
Yeah, which is weird to me. But anyway, in the interview, Gina, Lennon's mom, all of these moms were sizing each other's kids up.
Sure.
Which is normal.
yeah, sure.
But
Yeah,
it was
you kind of
so
want to know
obvious.
your competition.
Yeah,
of course. And
yeah.
that you're human. Like you're obviously going to be looking at the competition. Obviously.
And Anthony stops rehearsals to call the kids out. And understandably, I'm sorry, these kids, this is their first rehearsal and they're scared. Anthony says, every second you keep looking over there for your moms, they can't do anything. Well,
And they're not used to cameras being around.
Right.
And, like,
Well, listen, our kids
Yeah.
did it too. They stared up at us.
absolutely. But Paige used to look up at me and be like,
Like,
help me, Mom.
I
And I
know.
used to feel so terrible.
I know. We know what was going through their mind. Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening to me?
yeah.
But they're also this is what annoys me because Abby does this shit. Now Anthony's doing it. those moms have to be in the room because they're filming a show.
Right.
And then he's like punishing the kids
because the moms
are there and the moms are doing their job and the kids are naturally going to look at their parents. It's all brand new and they're like, what the hell? It's all scary.
Yeah,
Stop.
you're right. Yeah.
Stop, Anthony. Those like
and they don't. None of those kids know each other. Our kids, the cameras and stuff didn't bother our kids, but our kids were all friends.
Yeah.
So none of them did know each other, huh?
I don't think. I mean, maybe a little bit.
And I didn't realize one of them was from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that Kylie J.
Yeah, I was shocked. That was crazy. So, Hadley, in her interview, she's 12 years old, by the way. The moms were a little distracting at times. They think they're helping sometimes,
like
but
Hadley.
they are stressing us out. So, you know. And
Normal.
Tua, am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. Tua is shown crying and goes over to her mom. She cannot handle this. Tua is not, this is just not
But
for her.
I think she knew it. Like, when she comes off, she's like, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. Like,
she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pressure. I don't think people realize how much pressure it is.
But she shouldn't have. I felt bad for her.
Which
They
one's
should've-
Tua?
The little one up here.
Yeah.
She's from Hawaii.
And how old is she?
She's 9.
Okay, yeah,
She's pretty small.
She's small.
Young.
She's pretty too. She's beautiful face.
So Shayna said to Tua, "Please turn on your brain, do it." And she's mean to her daughter, in my opinion. To a 9-year-old, she's like, "You need to do." Just made me really mad. But when Shayna, that's Tua's mom, sees that Tua is still crying, she gets frustrated and walks off. So we're at the staircase right now. Yvette, Shayna, and Maylin step away to have a private conversation. This is the first private conversation. Shayna vents to the other moms about her frustrations with Tua. And in
Production is so like, get over there and talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
okay, this is weird.
And wait till the camera gets there. Think
Yeah.
about what you're going to say, and then
You're on ice until the camera arrives. Now go.
So Tua's mom, this is her interview, and she says Yvette is really warm and likable. At first, Shayna thought Yvette might be have helpful advice since she has a lot of experience teaching her own daughter. And then she remembered that Yvette also wants her daughter to win. So
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't trust her as much as I do.
Sure, exactly. They're competition.
In the dance world, I don't think I would trust too many moms.
No.
No, I don't think so. either.
Especially
Everybody's looking out for their own kids.
Yeah, and you're in a competition for $100,000 and a
Exactly.
scholarship.
I wonder if they really made it.
I want to know if that was real. Did they get the money?
Don't know.
I
We'll
have no
to ask
idea.
the winner,
I know, it's funny.
which I don't know.
I don't even know who won yet.
I don't either.
No, I'm waiting to do the last
Yeah.
episode. So Yvette says that parents are the best teachers and kids need to trust their parents. That is so not true, but okay. I mean, they need to trust our parents, but we're not the best teachers, especially of dance. But Shayna is worried about being mean and overbearing as a dance mom.
Well, okay. Back to what Yvette said. I think what she meant was, yes, trust your mom. Your mom is never going to let you go out and do something to deliberately hurt yourself. So you have to have faith that your parent, more than anybody else, wants the best for you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think that's what Yvette meant. Like, trust your mom, because
I agree. Trust
they
your
want
mom,
you
but-
to be your best.
Absolutely.
Moms always look out for your best interest.
I was going to say
More
that.
than any kid or teacher. Or,
Anybody.
Of course.
Anybody.
And they're also looking at the full thing. Not just like, you
Right,
might be
they're-
only focused on
Yeah.
that routine, but they're like, no, you're looking like an asshole on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like how many
Yeah.
times did we do, stop it, you're going to look like an
Yeah.
asshole on TV?
Oh, it didn't
She was pulling. She
I was
pulled my
pulling
hair.
I pulled your hair. I did.
Where you
Well,
pinch like this.
stop it!
Stop it.
Stop it! Stop it! Maddie, go to the bathroom! Yeah.
Yep, go to the bathroom. So we're in rehearsal room and Anthony gives the kids a short break. Some of the moms are shown giving their children advice, of course. Maria, Lexine's mom, sees this as a chance to push her daughter. So Maria says to Lexine, "Do you want this? Then shape up." I mean, she's
She's
See,
tough.
I thought she was tough in a
is tough.
not nice way.
I think the moms want this more than their kids.
absolutely.
Like,
Maria was, I think, very mean to her mom, or her daughter. That was probably the worst. Her and Tua's mom.
No, see, I think
it gets.
This, like, in
what's
the
her
beginning.
name? Kelly, Jordan's mom, when she's like, "Don't talk to me like that. Be quiet. Do it again." Like,
yeah.
like I thought that was a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I
too.
also think Christy is pretty rough.
Yvette, I mean,
I thought they all were.
You're right. They're all.
I'm like, okay, I take that back.
Yeah, I think we could go down the list. There's
Yeah.
very few that I'd be like, she wasn't that bad.
So Lexine, in her interviews, sometimes my mom is too tough. She critiques me a lot. Lexine walks off while her mom is still talking to her. Abby and Kevin come into the rehearsal room. This is after 45 minutes. And I wonder if it was really 45 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do, because it takes that long to catch all that content.
Yeah.
And
I just didn't know if they let them do for 2 hours.
To learn longer, yeah. I think that's what Melissa's saying.
Oh,
They give
yeah.
them longer than 45 minutes to learn it. I don't know. Abby's pretty.
Yeah.
I think Abby and the producers would want them to screw up, so they only want to give
Yeah.
them 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too to keep in mind that's different. Remember when we interviewed James for Back to the Bar? He told us
Redhead
that
James?
when
He's so
the
cute.
week that we were doing the Joffrey Scholarship on Dance Moms, he said that they had to produce it differently because there was stakes involved, like a prize. Meanwhile, they never got it. So I think if there's a prize involved on TV, there are more rules in place about
especially when there's money.
there's money in that. Anything with a monetary value. So I bet they had to like submit whatever the rules and outline was. Now that doesn't mean that they can't tell us one thing and show something else and like tell the contestants something, but I do know that if there's a prize involved, the rules are different. Like you can't mess with them as much.
Oh, okay, that's
That
interesting.
makes sense.
That is interesting. So in Abby's interview, the winner of this challenge gets to pick their style, and that can make or break you.
Agreed.
We want to see everyone's best foot forward. And when you get to pick your own style, you have it made. Well, true. Most of the time, but sometimes it backfires.
Some kids, yeah.
The dancers run the combo, then Abby gives a few critiques. To Hadley, there's a lot going on, and what Hadley's wearing is too busy for Abby to be able to see her body lines. I agree. I mean,
I
it was a
agree,
lot.
but says the woman who is dripping
Yeah.
in rhinestone plastic shit.
Yeah.
I hated her hair and headband in this.
Oh, drink. I wish I had a
that-
drink.
Oh,
That
my
was,
God.
that was that piece that Gianna used to put on. It was like a little, it was like a toupee. They plop on and
I
tease
like
it up
No,
and
but
put
she
a
had
headband
that big
around.
fat,
A headband.
but
Yes.
Looked like a crown thing.
Like
no,
applique
not that
kind of
one.
thing.
That applique.
It was an
like a big
applique.
fat applique right here.
Yes.
I'm
was
sorry. I don't mean to squish your
awful.
proof, Jill.
It was so awful. So to Elizabeth stood out because she was entertaining, blonde, and tall. Remember, she wanted 5 blonde
She
and 5
loved
tall.
a tall blonde, but
Yep.
in a mean way.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. She hated Paige.
But that's what I'm saying. She hated Chloe and Paige, but she like always talked about wanting a tall blonde. Do you think she
5
has
of them.
like a deep-seated resentment for tall blondes? Because
Well,
her
yeah.
mom was a tall blonde.
Hello.
Leggy mom.
Oh my gosh, wait till you see what I found. Remind me to show you pictures. It's kind of crazy. Abby also compliments her outfit choice, and she says she was a good package. And to Madison drew Abby's eye
Okay.
and knew how to use the floor. And to Tua stands out because she has a gorgeous face, but that wasn't the focus of this week's challenge.
What could you imagine? We're gonna have a challenge based on who's prettiest.
I know. But that makes you, that's so sad. These poor kids. That's why these kids have issues. Abby announces the winner as Elizabeth. You know. So Abby said, I know the skill for this challenge was all about the technique, but the minute I walked through the door, I noticed Elizabeth. First impressions never go away.
I believe that. I mean, first impression is
Yeah.
Yeah.
a first impression.
So Elizabeth decides that she wants to do her routine in contemporary because that is her, that's her strength.
How old is Elizabeth?
She's 13.
Okay. I couldn't see her number.
Yep. She chooses contemporary because that's her strength.
So our kids have been on Dance Moms for 4 or 5 years at
By
this
the
point.
time they're
By the
13.
time they're
13.
13, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
I want to know why we never got to pick our forte.
Yeah, really.
If we could have our dance in.
Yeah,
Please.
like if you got to the top of the pyramid, you got to pick something.
That
Why
would
didn't
be
we?
nice because
Yeah, wait a
Never
minute.
thought of that, Kel.
Redo.
We never did that.
We
Oh God,
kidding?
we should create our own show.
Imagine.
Bring different kids. Take
Dan-
kids under our wings.
Dance
And we-
grandmas.
yeah, we
or
could-
dance fairies. Oh, we're the
Dance
fairy
fairy.
godmother.
No one here is a grandma.
Well, dance fairy godmother.
Simmer down,
Not
you.
yet. Not yet. Abby announces the theme for this week, Hollywood, the Fame Game. The competitors will be divided into 4 trios, each with a different style. Erin showers Elizabeth with praise since she won the challenge.
Okay.
So Yvette, Hadley's mom, is in her interview. I was a bit surprised that Elizabeth won the technique challenge. She's not that good.
rude.
I mean, this is first episode.
First, yeah.
Yvette isn't attracted to overconfident people. When people think they're all that in a bag of chips, maybe they've been eating
That
too
was
many
nuts.
bags of
Not bag
chips.
That'd be me.
I thought it was all that in a bag of nuts. That's what we say.
Oh,
Wait a
really?
minute. Is this? Did we meet each of the people yet? Was it in this episode or was it in the casting thing where she's like, we have phrases that we say? Is that?
It's in here somewhere.
yeah.
And the daughter, they went back and forth.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
oh, that wasn't, okay. So now, again, Abby's interview. Abby's ultimate dance competition is first of its kind. Each week I assign the dancers of a style of dance, a routine, and a guest choreographer. So the first trio is a hip-hop trio. It's Asia, Lexine, and Jordan. And it's choreographed by Bobby Newberry, who's an amazing choreographer. I mean, we
Yeah,
never
he's
had
cute.
that. Yeah.
No.
No, we never had Bobby Newberry.
God, you're right.
Kelly J. Oh, is there two J? Kellys on the...
Kylie
Maybe.
J is the girl from Pittsburgh.
That
Oh, so
should
it's
say
Kelly.
Kylie.
Oh.
Kylie.
No,
Maybe
Kelly.
just because of me.
No, there's a Kelly.
There must be two Kellys. But
Yeah.
Kelly J, Christy Ray, and
Kelly's
Maria.
Jordan's mom.
Yeah. Okay. No, there's only one Kelly. Maybe he just said
May-
Kelly
because of me.
Yeah,
Because
because
of
of
you,
you.
maybe. Okay. Kelly, Christy Ray, and Maria watch their daughters rehearse with Bobby. In the interview, this is Maria, Lexine's mom. She's not happy that her daughter was assigned hip hop because she's trained in ballet, and hip hop is the exact opposite of what she has to do. But that's what this is about. You have to be
Yeah.
all round, well rounded.
We were never thrilled when we had to do hip hop either.
Yeah.
With a boot.
Yeah. I mean,
Beige. Broken leg.
so the next jazz trio is Hadley, Madison, and Lennon, choreographed by Gina Starbuck, who is amazing. I love her, love her, love her. So Corinne,
I
Gina
never
T.
saw her.
I'm trying to remember what the dance was.
The blonde girl.
no,
She's
I
cute.
know, but I was
Yeah.
trying to remember what this number was.
I don't
What
remember
is it?
either.
It's jazz.
It's jazz. I
Okay.
don't remember what it is either.
So Lennon's in it. Who else?
Lennon, Madison, and Hadley.
Madison and Hadley. Okay, yeah, I don't remember this number. Maybe
So they're
when
like
you
the
talk
middle
about it.
people.
Okay.
Like, into my opinion, like, Corinne, Gina T, Lennon's mom, and Yvette sit on sofas and observe rehearsal while the choreographer works with the kids.
I don't know how Gina got cast on this. And let me say this. We worked with
Because
Gina.
of Zach.
Right.
AKA
But
Lennon.
a lot of times they would cast the mom and like hope for the best
'cause
with the
she's
kid.
boring.
I like her and
She's
I liked
sweet.
her
She's
when she
very
came
sweet.
on Candy Apples.
She's common sense.
That's what I'm saying. She's not
Because it's a
the typical. I understand
Because
it's
he's a
because of that he was a boy, like competing as a boy. But I'm just saying, there were parents who were insane who had boys. She was
yeah.
very normal. I like Gina. I always did like
me
Gina.
too. I
Yeah.
think she's
She's
wonderful.
pretty even keeled,
she's
and she
pretty.
does say some funny stuff though. But she's just not controversial.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. So in Hadley's interview, she's excited for this trio because it's jazz and it's one of her strengths. Yvette chimes in during rehearsal to ask a few questions about the choreography
Yeah.
and timing because she can't help herself.
I don't think that the choreographer was very happy with
No.
it.
Oh, no. I wonder if she was told to.
I think
No,
so.
you do. See, I don't.
I think she can't help herself.
I think she
Yeah.
can't help herself because she wants what's best. It's not because she wants to. That's what I think.
Or she wants camera time.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with Yvette.
Okay.
Like I understood what
Really?
she would.
Oh my god, I wanted to
So
punch her.
far, so far.
Oh,
I
so
did.
far. Yeah. Her smile, because it's like serial killer's
Well,
smile.
it's pretty. Her teeth are pretty, but,
But
yeah,
it's a lot. It's a serial killer because she was smiling when kids were getting yelled at.
Yeah, it's a
She was
lot.
smiling when there
Oh,
was
yeah.
bad things going on. So that's like serial killer to me.
Well, yes, because I think that. Let me get into my position. I think that that's like a defense mechanism. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know
It's
how
just-
sometimes
yes.
when people are sad, they laugh. Like at a funeral, somebody will be like, and you're like,
Yeah.
what are they
It's
laughing?
like nervous
It's
laughter,
a nervous
yeah.
thing. So maybe her smile's like,
Maybe. It's true. Maybe.
listen, if we're going when Yvette and Christi start throwing it down, I'm Team Yvette. Sorry, because I just had to fight with that other one, so I'm always going to be against her.
So in Corinne, this is Madison's mom, her interview, Yvette was trying to coach her daughter during the trio because she had so much trouble letting go. And Gina, the choreographer, was like half kidding, but I don't think she was kidding. Moms, you're killing me with all those faces. There's a reason why I do this. Like, that's her job. The moms
Yeah.
are just there to be there.
But that's their job.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yvette seems to get along with Corrine and jokes that she needs to shut up. And Gina ends rehearsal.
Wait, she said that to her?
Yeah.
Yvette said that? Oh, okay.
Gina ends rehearsal and gives the kids some words of encouragement. Yvette, Haley's mom's interview, she said once Gina was done with the choreography, it was game on for this dance teacher. So, of course, Yvette is rehearsing the kids.
How would you have felt about that if you would have been in that group? Would you have liked it or would you have been annoyed by it?
No, I would have liked it because if she was a dance teacher, I would have said go for it. But as long as she wasn't rude to my kid.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have felt.
I think we've been around the block long enough to know if someone's sabotaging your kid or if they mean
trying to help.
what they say. So I think we could, as a parent,
Play it by the situation.
You evaluate it and
Yeah.
then let it go or cut it off.
You can pull your kid or...
Yeah.
But I think she was helping all of them because she wanted to... You have to look good as a
Yeah.
trio. You can't just be a
In
soloist.
this
on a
instance,
trio.
I think she was just trying to help. Yeah.
So after Gina leaves rehearsal, Yvette keeps running the trio with all three kids. So the next trio is a contemporary trio, and this is Brianna, Amanda C., and Elizabeth. Again, choreographed by Anthony Burrell. And again, he demonstrates the choreography as he's teaching it. He pauses the rehearsal to tell Elizabeth to stop looking over at her mom. And Elizabeth wasn't she the one that won this challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. And is she the oldest one?
She's pretty old, I think. She's one of the
I think
oldest.
she's one of the oldest. I think a couple of, like Madison might be the same age.
Yeah, Madison's 13.
Yeah, so I think that,
Yeah.
okay. So in Madeline's interview, this is Amanda C's mom. At one point in rehearsal, Erin had to turn her back on the rehearsal so that Elizabeth would stop trying to look at her.
Oh, yeah, that was actually kind of funny.
Having Erin in the room was a
She
distraction.
must fall off the stool when she
I
was
saw
going to
that.
sit down.
I saw that. I was like, oh, they were praying that she was going to fall.
I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. So this one was a scary one to me. The tap trio rehearsal, I think this was kind of cruel to do.
Yeah, I thought it was horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible. And the kids looked ridiculous.
They did.
Well, that was not their
Ridiculous.
right. That was not the music that they danced to. So obviously.
Oh, obvious. They
Like
did.
they
whatever it
changed
was,
the music.
the whole thing
in
was a
post.
disaster.
Well, and then they never went back to tap. If you realize that was their one and only tap number that they did on the show.
So Kaylee, Tessa, and Tua did a tap trio from Joyce Caddick. Never heard of her. But Joyce demonstrates the choreography as she's teaching it to the kids. Kristen, Shayna, and Renee watch rehearsal from the back room. That's good they weren't in there because the kids were already distracted because this is really hard. Shayna describes the trio as an old school Gene Kelly.
So Abby Lee Miller. That tap number is so Abby.
It was boring.
It was boring.
And the outfits were
Well, the wigs killed me.
The wigs.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
the long skirts and the stocking.
Yeah.
The whole thing, just those poor kids.
I just felt bad for the kids.
They're much better than that showed them.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I also know Abby loves something like this. You know.
Yeah.
So in Renee's interview, this is Tessa's mom. Tessa has experience in tap because she's a well-rounded dancer, and she was giving a lead role in the routine. I mean, it's not really a lead role, in my opinion. But Tessa is levels ahead of Tua. They wouldn't even be in the same dance class. I mean, I agree with that, but it is what it is. I mean,
Up top right.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
We saw them on Dance Moms a lot.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Who were they?
the mom, because the mom's
She
nuts.
used to wear the black rope neck thing.
Wait, was I there?
Yes, I'm sure you.
No, you
I'm
sure it
sure
wasn't
you
when
were.
you went
No.
to California?
No, I don't
Did she
think
dance
it
for
was.
Kathy?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't ever remember
She tried
that.
to. Yeah.
she's from Arizona.
Either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see that she's from Arizona. but
They were almost all of them.
I don't remember
I'd
Tessa
seen.
and Renee at all.
I don't remember all of them.
I'm going to ask my phone
Yeah.
when they were on Dance Mom.
Someday I'm gonna go back through and watch Dance Moms.
Oh,
Definitely, they were on.
Yeah, we could just
Good
Google
luck.
it.
Yeah.
So, Shayna tells the other moms that Tua puts a lot of pressure on herself and freaks herself out. Well, they all do.
I was just say, I think everyone.
But Tua's, this is not a good spot for her. I mean, I just don't think she can handle this. It's just too much for her. And it's okay. I mean, not every kid can deal with this. Shayna, Tua's mom, Tua's least favorite style of dance is tap, and she ended up with a tap number. We'll see what happens when she goes on stage. So the kids take a break and go to their moms, and Tua is crying. You know, she cried a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, because she didn't want to be there. This is the competition day. The episode shows a montage of all the kids getting ready for the evening.
Did you see how they had their names? Like,
yes,
Jordan. I'm like, meanwhile, our legs would go like
on our dressing tables. Yeah,
like seriously.
And in the grand scheme of things, we were making the network millions.
That's what I'm saying. They spent the money on this show and not on ours.
They're still making millions and millions.
Yeah. And we do not make any money.
No bitterness here.
Like, let's say it for the 20th time.
Not bitter, right?
No,
No.
not bitter.
Oh, so Asia was 6 at the time at this competition. She must have had a birthday during
I think
this.
so, yeah.
So in her interview, I don't care what they say about me. No ands, no buts, and no its, no whatevers.
whatevers.
I'm winning AUDC.
That's Asia saying that.
Yes. So in the competition theater, the theater is filled with a live audience. Kevin, the host, introduces Abby, Richie, and Robin to the audience and asks the judges what they're looking for. Abby says, I'm always looking for that technique, and I want a star. Ricky Jackson says, lots of energy, performance, and pizzazz. Robin Anton, confidence, charisma, and sass.
I was waiting for her to say sex, like sexy, because she had said sexy somewhere. I'm like, oh no. Somebody had to have told her, don't say that to kids.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she did produce the Pussycat Dolls.
Well, no, I know.
That's all about selling
Yeah, I can't wait till we talk about
sexy looks.
Oh, you haven't
Not
seen the
selling
finale.
sex.
Have you guys
No.
watched the finale?
No,
I
not yet.
have not.
So the group performance, all the 12 dancers danced. This was not shown, which was ridiculous, but it was Hollywood jazz. And it was
Wow.
I didn't see it.
Yep.
Huh.
It was choreographed by Anthony.
Ugh.
So they didn't show it, but they had to learn it.
Nah, that sucks.
It really does. Okay, so the first up is the fame game. It's Asia, Jordan, Lexine. So let's see. Asia is 6, Jordan is 12, and Lexine is 11. And they perform paparazzi, hip hop.
Oh, I thought this was awful.
It
Sorry.
was awful.
Well, and I would have been pissed if I was
Jordan?
Kelly, Jordan's mom, or who was the other person in
Lexine.
it? Lexine's mom. Because
The kids had
they
to
were-
hold cameras?
Yeah, they were dancing with giant cameras and they were back up to Asia.
Yeah.
And
I was
Asia's
annoyed with
technique
that.
was terrible. Even though
Yeah.
she's good at hip hop, but
She just walked in straight.
Jordan's thing is hip hop too.
No, I know.
Jordan's
That's what I'm
really good at
saying.
hip-hop.
That's why I would have been pissed. Like,
Yeah.
it's her style, and she's like taking pictures. I thought this was an unfair, choreography for the group. I do. Because
Yeah.
it was like,
and I think it was an unfair matchup. I mean, I guess they were doing that on purpose,
well,
but
it's going to be
yeah.
unfair the entire show.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the purpose of it.
But like
Yeah.
the skill level was not. I mean, it was easy. It was like walking,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a terrible. It was not hip hop.
and you didn't know where to look. You were
like,
like, it wasn't. It was a mess. I don't think did they dance even together? Was any of the choreographer together?
I don't think so. I hated this dance. I
I did
thought it was
too.
terrible.
Yeah.
So Abby's critique
Well,
to
it was to
Lexine.
make Asia look good.
No, I know.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
So Lexine never did a walkover,
Oh, yeah.
and she had trouble in her front walkover. You can't just learn a walkover in 2 days
Yeah.
and then
No.
perform it. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
doing an aerial and putting your hand down because you don't know how to do it.
Right.
So, in Maria's interview, this is Lexine's mom. Lexine hit her turn, but she messed up on the tumbling. A front walkover is a trick. It's not even technique. So, what is it? Or
I mean,
Well, it doesn't
I mean,
matter.
it's
It's
a
in
trick,
the dance.
but-
Do it right. Right? It doesn't
I don't
matter.
know
if
too
it's-
many kids that old.
they can't do it
I
for
mean,
front
front
do it
walkover
front
is pretty
walkover.
basic.
yeah, she's 11.
I agree.
I'd be curious to know where, and I know we could just look it up, but I did not do that. Like what studios these kids were from, and if we knew any of the studios. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there are some studios that you just know.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the competition world, like you know this studio, you know that studio. Because I did agree with that. I was like, she can't even do a front walkover. No shade.
No,
Because like
I mean,
if you
maybe
go-
her studio doesn't have acro or gymnastics
yeah.
or whatever. Because I mean, we didn't have hip hop,
right, and
so they might not have. So
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
And she said to Jordan, you need to turn out your feet. But I thought hip hop, it's straight. And you don't turn your feet out. in
Yeah,
hip-hop.
and didn't one of the other judges, wasn't it like, hold on, Abby? I thought Robin said like, no, you don't turn your feet in.
Oh,
turn your feet out on this.
Oh, did she?
Yes,
Good.
one of them
Good.
did, yes.
I'm glad.
Somebody
well,
called her.
hence why we didn't have hip hop at
Yeah, exactly.
ALDC because
Or when
Abby
we-
didn't know it.
Or when we did it, it looked like.
Remember
Yeah.
Dora
Yeah.
Dora the Explorer? That was so cute.
Yeah.
even
Oh
though
my
it was like,
gosh.
Was that
Yes.
hip hop?
yes. I think.
But they've
That's
turned
what you
out
want to
to
call
I
it.
was like, is that hip hop?
Because James Washington did it, and the girls were so excited. We're doing Dora the Explorer hip hop. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Well,
So
let's
funny.
not forget that Chloe had a hip hop solo with turns in second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So Richie's critique, girls, I want to say that it was an okay job. What I saw now was not hip hop. It was just movement.
Not their fault. That's the choreographer.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have a problem, and this happens quite a few times where they critique the choreography. The kids are doing what they're given.
Exactly.
Just like when Abby's like, well, you lost. Yeah, because you gave them shitty choreography. You know? So it's like, what do you want them to do with it?
But this was interesting. He said to Asia, she leaves him speechless when she performs, but she needs to work on her hip hop.
Which she just performed.
Exactly. So Robin said to Asia, even if you don't do the choreography well, you were born to be a pussycat doll.
I mean, what 6-year-old doesn't want that?
I mean,
Well,
Your
this
mother of
isn't
a
to be a
6-year-old.
pussycat doll. This is like for the best dancer, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
So the best dancer would be basically the best technique.
And Pussycat Doll is like a sexy dancer. You don't want to say
Yeah.
that to a 6-year-old. Just saying. Kevin thanks the dancers and sends them backstage with their moms. So we're backstage, and in the interview, Maria, Lexine's mom, when Lexine came up to her, she was in tears. So Maria told her they can go home now.
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, she said you're going home, meaning you're getting sent home.
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
well, now we can go home. But it was just rude. You don't say
No,
that.
I know. Well, who stepped
But
in?
talk about like knocking down your confidence.
Yeah.
Maria reminds me a lot of the mom from Dance Mom's New Era.
Which one?
She's the Asian mom.
Yeah.
And not just because she's Asian, that's not my correlation. It's she's tough. So I wonder if there's something like cultural about just being like,
You've
suck.
heard of Tiger Mom?
Yes, I know.
Of course it's cultural.
I know,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, because we're like, oh God, this is so harsh. But then I'm like, well, she's a lot like the other moms. So
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't seem as bad to them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I agree with that. I do think some of it is cultural.
Yeah. Where we're like, oh, darling, get in the bathroom. You're gonna get out.
You're the best. Here's
You
a
can
trophy.
you just leave.
Yeah.
Kelly J hears what Maria's saying to Lexine backstage.
It's Kylie J.
No.
Kelly.
Kelly.
The mom.
Oh.
Jordan's mom. Because
So
this is
sorry.
when they go in the f***ing alley. If you told us, they're shooting in an alley with a giant dumpster. And I'm like, is Kelly behind that anywhere?
Hiding in
Is
there.
Kelly doing
It was
cameo?
filthy, and then they showed down the steps. It was filthy.
We
I know.
filmed there.
yeah, I know.
That's where they served us that really bad. Oh no, that was a dance studio.
We
That
filmed.
was it.
We
We
filmed
did
there.
film there.
Yeah, it
well,
looked
this is where we
familiar.
had season 2 nationals, the theater on Dance Moms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just made it easy for them, I'm sure.
Well, isn't it right beside Millennium?
Is it?
The old Millennium. Yeah, before they closed
Oh,
it down.
yeah, that's why.
That's why, yeah.
That alley is where Holly and I saw Dog Stroller Mom for the first time. And she's like, I'm the biggest Abby fan. And Holly looks at her and she goes, okay, so there's a direct correlation between people who put their dogs in strollers.
I don't even do that. So, in the back alley, Maria hugs Lexine, who's crying, while she talks to Kelly J. Maria says it will hurt more if she's not prepared to go home. I know her. Like, she's trying to help her.
Yeah.
But, with her, it's just rude that she's telling her.
Yeah,
things
but
so-
you know your own child.
Yeah, but
You
you don't have
know,
to be
maybe
so
she's
rude.
just trying to prepare.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking up for her. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Like she's saying she knows her child, so
Yeah.
could be true.
Yeah.
Kelly J tries to advocate for Lexine and says that Lexine doesn't want to go home. The episode cuts to a little later. At some point, Christi, Ray, Asia, and Jordan join Kelly J, Lexine, and Maria. Maria says to Lexine, you know what? You're pushing me just to go without even waiting. I don't know. Lexine is still crying, so Kelly tries to comfort her. Not comfort her. Kelly J, Lexine, I think you did an amazing job and you should be very proud of yourself. I mean, that's really nice of her
Yeah.
to say. And then Christi Ray actually was nice. Lexine did great, and I would never tell my daughter when she came off stage that we were going home.
Right.
I mean,
Probably the right thing to do.
agreed. Lexine gets overwhelmed and asks everybody just to stop. And Kelly J and Maria keep arguing.
Because it just makes the child more upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen that a million times.
Exactly. Yeah. And I should take my own advice.
Yeah, same. Oh, well, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Kelly J is worried about Lexine's confidence because of what her mom is doing, but Maria insists that she's fine. Jordan says to Maria, Lexine is crying. She's not fine. Maria says to Jordan, because you're not stopping. Can it just stop, please?
I wondered how she got in with Jordan, and then they started yelling, and that there was a disconnect or something. I thought maybe there was something edited out.
Possibly, probably.
Yeah.
Kelly J tells Maria not to speak to her daughter that way, and Christy Ray ushers the girls away from the arguing moms. Mm-hmm. Maria and Kelly J start to bicker, and Maria doesn't want Jordan speaking to her daughter anymore. And Kelly J argues that Jordan wasn't being disrespectful. I think she's sassy.
Who?
Jordan.
Jordan? Yeah, Jordan is sassy.
Oh, she's
Very sassy.
Yep.
Is she a working dancer now? Do we know?
No idea.
I don't know.
Okay, this is in Kelly Jones, Jordan's mom's interview. I will not apologize to that woman. I do not even scream at my child like that, and nobody else is going to either.
I saw her scream at her child.
Yeah, I was like,
Later on. Yeah, remember, I was like, I can't believe she just said
yeah,
that.
she was tough.
She was
Yeah, she's rough.
mean.
Yeah.
She's tough, but then there's a mean
Yeah.
spirit
Exactly.
to it.
Yeah. So Kelly J said to Maria, you crossed the line when you talk to my child that way. Maria goes off on Kelly J saying that it wasn't her responsibility to clean the trio. So they argue about the choreography and whether or not Kelly tried to sabotage Lexine by making her face the back during rehearsals.
What? I missed that.
We missed that.
Yeah.
And Kelly J says she never faces the back unless choreography calls for it. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
So we're in the competition theater, and Kevin announces the next trio. He says it's all about desperation of actors during the audition process. Mm-hmm. It's Hadley, who's 12, Madison's 13, and Lennon, who's 13. They perform
Oh, I didn't know he was that old. She.
audition desperation.
That's tough.
Jazz.
I like Madison. Does anybody else like Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a dancer?
Yes.
Okay.
She reminds me of our girls.
She's
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah,
redhead,
she does.
right?
No. She's a
Madison's a dark-haired girl.
Yeah.
The older dark-haired girl with the quiet mom, so she's quiet so far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked her and
she's
Hadley.
nice. Yeah.
She
Oh, I'm so
dances
sorry.
like
Oh, no.
like an Abby dancer.
Yeah.
Like there's a specific
Maybe that's why I like her.
style that
Yeah.
Abby likes, and I think honestly, I mean, I'm jumping ahead. Well, okay, never mind. Oh, you guys haven't watched the end because there's
No.
She's really good, though. I think she's good, too. So let's see. Abby's critique to Lennon. How come the two girls have pants on and you're wearing shorts? And I
not
agree.
his fault.
No.
Somebody put her in that costume.
Yep. And I'm looking at those knees and they're not straight. Cover them. And Lennon just started dancing 2.5 years ago. So that's
Yeah, but that's one
Lennon
thing.
is Zach, people, because
But-
it's confusing me.
That is one thing that Abby was always very good at.
Hiding flaws.
Hiding your flaws.
yep.
Yeah.
Always. She always was very good at that. Like, if you had bad legs, you were in pants with bell bottoms.
But
if you were good,
you had stirrups
this,
on.
the spandex tight to your legs with the stirrups, yeah. She
If
was
you
always
lifted
good
your
with-
left shoulder, she put a bow on your right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she was
smart.
very good at that.
Very
Yeah.
smart. Robin's critiques. I love this one because this is to Madison. She's fierce and she's on her way to becoming one of the best dancers out there. I wonder if she still dances.
I don't
I
know.
have to look that up. So Richie's critiques to Hadley. She clearly knows what she's doing, but she needs to go a little more. There's a little firestorm in there that just won't let out. If you fail, at least give 100%. So Kevin, the host, sends the dancers backstage to be with their moms. So Yvette Hadley's mom is in her interview, and the judge's comments made her nervous. She doesn't want Hadley to be on their radar. Hadley to be on their radar because of her mistakes.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, please. Just know my child because she sucks.
Yeah. So Kylie, Tessa, and Tua perform their cap. Oh my God, this was
That was
so
pitiful.
hard.
Pitiful.
Hard to
And like I
watch.
said, the music was definitely not the
I just
music
keep
they
moving.
danced to.
That's fine. I understand you.
I would be willing to guess the music was like sort of like an old timey kind of like like a silent film, like the piano,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because there's characterization, and they were dancing to something that was like
Oh yeah, they were.
a totally song that didn't make sense. Which I used to hate when they would do that to our kids in post.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Did you see their feet? Their feet were just like.
Floppy.
Oh, I hated I hated the whole look.
Yeah.
The
And
costumes were too big. The one costume,
Yeah.
I don't know which one. The costume was like 2 sizes too big.
Didn't we have a costume once? This
Were
would
they
have been before
supposed
you got there. Remember it was like those dresses, they were flappers.
Yes.
Flapper,
What
yes.
was that dance?
Don't ask me.
Was that on the show though?
No.
Yeah, I think that was.
It
off
was
the show.
off the show. It was before.
I have it downstairs.
Yeah. I mean,
have
those
it.
dresses would have fit us.
Yeah.
They were huge.
But
Yeah.
I think they
Well,
were
fit us
supposed to look like flappers,
now,
but
not then.
it
They
didn't
didn't.
suit those little tiny bodies.
But-
I don't know. Mine might fit me back then.
But the dresses were way too big. I mean, that was crazy. Abby doesn't look pleased after the trio performs and doesn't even clap for them.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yes. So Abby critiques the kids to Tessa. She did the choreography, but she did not portray her character. I mean, I think it's hard to learn tap. I mean, did they learn this in 45 minutes? No.
I think they have a couple days for their groups, right?
Yeah,
Probably similar to what we had.
Yeah.
probably. Her role was designed to steal the show, but she didn't do that.
I'm sure they probably filmed all week till
Yeah.
the competition came. You
Yeah.
know?
Probably.
We did.
To Kylie, I didn't know she was called Kylie J.
Kylie J.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Kylie J.
Kylie J. Cute.
She's from Pittsburgh. Does anybody know what studio she's from?
No.
No.
I didn't even know there
Curious.
was one.
I'd have to look it up.
She's a good performer. Because Pittsburgh people do tap, I
Yeah.
think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To Tessa, she tends to look down when she's dancing and needs to connect with the audience. Absolutely. To Tua, Asia and Lexine are in direct competition, and Abby jumps in to say that Tua was a beat behind in the routine. She was like watching them.
Yeah.
She did not know the routine. Abby and Robin do a bit where they joke about stealing each other's spotlight.
That is funny that Abby sees herself in the same light as
As
Robin
Robin?
Anton.
I mean,
I'm
serious?
sorry, right? Think about it.
Not even close.
Picture it.
I don't want to, Jill.
I know.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
So in Renee's interview, this is Tessa's mom, Tua was able to have the performance space but no technique. Tessa has great technique but no performance space. First of all, stop talking about other people's kids.
Yeah.
So Amanda C., she's 12, Brianna's 13, and Elizabeth 13 perform movie star Loneliness. This is a contemporary piece. The skill level was good. I mean, it wasn't like crazy, I thought.
I'm
but-
going to go back to this where this person says about the performance phase, but no technique. Well, that's okay for Asia.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you're
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why is it okay for Asia, but
That's right.
it's not for Tessa?
Because when you look at Asia, you don't really look at her feet and her arms and her, you know.
Yeah.
But Abby's critiques, she loved the choreography, the dancers, and the costume. I mean, she was like really positive about this one.
Hold on.
What?
My bad. Kylie J's from Pittsburgh, California.
Ah.
Because I was like, where is she from?
I didn't know there was a Pittsburgh,
either.
California.
Oh, it does say California.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Pittsburgh, California. There's like a lot of
Yeah.
Lancaster,
Yeah.
California.
Sorry about that, you guys. We're a little stupid over here.
That was
Oh,
me
just
too.
learning.
Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh.
Meanwhile, it says CA right there.
Yeah.
Well, we're all blind. So Abby was actually really nice about this. That's all she said, like literally. To Elizabeth, Abby gives her technical corrections. Robin jumps in to try to piggyback off of Abby's critique, but of course Abby cuts her off. I thought that was kind of funny. Did you see Robin's face? It was really funny.
I'd like to interview them. How do you feel?
Richie
Yeah,
says that
right.
this trio was a breath of fresh air. Richie gives his signature stamp of approval. He goes like this.
Oh, I thought you were
the
talking
finger
about
wave.
finger thing.
And if he does
How do you
two,
do that?
if he does two, it's like
It's
the.
like, but I think it's not his hand; it's just his finger that goes.
And he
I don't
does. If
know.
he does two, it's like the better. So Robin's
can't do it.
critique
I can't
to
either.
Amanda C. She stood out in a good way.
Okay.
And Abby reminds Elizabeth that she won the challenge and got to choose her style, but her technique was outshined by the other two dancers in the trio.
I saw her do a grand jeté with her back leg really bent. I almost thought it was intentional because it was bent. You know what I mean? Like when they do like the calypso thing
Yeah.
or whatever. I was like, wait, was that a grand jeté? But look, not critiquing her, I was confused about the choreography, and I think Abby points that out. You know, like, hey, I don't know. And of course they're going to put her in the middle because she's the tallest one.
Yep.
Who is she dancing with?
She's dancing with
Madison? Is that one of them?
No, Amanda and Brianna.
Amanda's a good technician. Mm-hmm. And Brianna's a good technician.
Yeah, I thought, because, well, they're older. They're 12 and 13.
Right.
So, I mean, not that.
No, but they are two of the stronger, like, technical, if you will, dancers.
Mm-hmm. So Elizabeth responds to Abby's criticism by opening up about her parents' divorce. Elizabeth says, "This is my escape right now, and I love doing this. It just means the world to me." And Brianna and Amanda give Elizabeth a fake hug. But she was crying. She was
It doesn't say fake hug.
I said
You
it.
put that in there.
I said fake hug because I felt it was very,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't like our kids when they hugged each other.
Well, they didn't know each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes, you may.
Do you think that Aaron and Elizabeth had to talk about that before? I mean, not that they knew that that was what Abby was going to ask, but it was okay to talk about because that would have been something that we would have said, like, don't talk about that. And
Yep.
she said it on stage.
You mean about the divorce?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was planned.
But if you watch all those competition shows, all the people always have
A
something.
story.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why do you think they talked
story.
about it? That could
Yeah.
be a story.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because the moms really go after this hard. So they really think that it's, well, I shouldn't say they go after it hard, but they call it out. So that's why I'm like, like what was the underlying thing there?
So in Shayna's, this is Tua's mom, her interview, she thinks Elizabeth brought up the divorce to take the heat off of her lack of technical abilities. I think it was her way of getting out of that criticism. But Abby doesn't care. Abby does not care if anybody's going through anything. Abby says that Elizabeth taught everyone an important lessons about dance. For a lot of people, it's their escape. When you step out on the stage, this is your home.
It's an escape. Meanwhile, our kids would go to the studio and it was like going to their sentencing.
Yeah. I'm like, hello.
When she said that, I was like,
Yeah.
it was never our kids' escape.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
So in
Their
Aaron,
parole hearing.
yeah.
this is Aaron's first interview. This is Elizabeth's mom. This is a dance competition, right? You want to do what you need to do to win.
So is that her excuse for talking about the divorce?
I think
is
so.
that why she said that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, interesting.
And this is Chris's first interview as well. It's Brianna's mom. She isn't sure if Elizabeth's breakdown was sincere because Aaron, Elizabeth's mom's, has said that she's willing to play the game. See, there it all comes together.
Yeah.
So she probably said, hey, if things
mess
don't
up,
go well,
yeah.
talk about the divorce. So we're at the elimination. After the judges deliberate, the contestants line up on stage with their moms standing in the wings. The judges call Elizabeth, Tessa, Brianna, Tua, and Madison up front.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for this either. I didn't know what to expect. Like,
No.
Me neither.
I guess no one did, and I guess that's the idea behind it.
Yeah.
You don't know which line is
Yeah.
staying or going.
Yeah.
Abby says sometimes the back row is the place to be. Abby tells the remaining dancers whose names were not called that they are moving forward in the competition. The safe contestants go in the wings with their parents, and the remaining 5 dancers are on stage with their parents. The parents came out. Abby tells Brianna and Madison that they were the top performances of the week and sends them off stage. They were not eliminated. Robin,
Wait, who was the top performance?
Brianna, and Madison.
Okay.
And I totally agree. Robin and Abby put Elizabeth in the hot seat. They remind Elizabeth that she won the technical challenge but ended up being outshined by the other 2 technical dancers. Abby said, I saw your technique slide next to Hadley and Brianna. You don't rest on your laurels. I mean, basically, I think that she thought, oh, I'm clear. I'm going to be great.
The star,
The
kind
star.
of with this one?
Yeah, maybe she thought she didn't have to work so hard.
Yeah.
So Robin tells Elizabeth that she's safe this week. Tessa and Tua and their moms are the only contestants who are still up for elimination. Abby reminds Tessa that the choreographer saw something special in her and gave her a special part. Abby said to Tessa, you didn't become Carol Burnett or Donald O'Connor or even Debbie Reynolds.
I think Debbie Reynolds should be higher on that list.
Yeah,
like, she thinks Debbie Reynolds is like the throwaway.
Yeah.
You weren't even Debbie Reynolds.
I mean, she should have been on the top.
Singing in the Rain. Debbie
Reynolds
Reynolds
is
pretty
the only-
iconic.
Well, Donald.
I mean,
Connor's
Carol
really
Burnett.
good. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're all
Yeah.
pretty good. But I'm just saying,
I agree.
she's like, oh, you're not even Debbie Reynolds.
So you didn't run with it. So Abby thinks Tua blended in her trio and held her own. So that's actually better than, standing out.
in a
and being-
You didn't pull my eye in a negative way.
Right.
Yeah.
But she isn't dancing the same level as everyone else in the competition. Well, she's little. Abby tells Tessa that she is cut from the competition. Today is not your day.
I was so surprised to see that,
Were you?
knowing
Yeah.
I didn't know they were on the show AUDC, and then we see them later
I don't think I'm there when they're
on
there.
Dance Moms. They were on Dance Moms,
I believe you.
and
I thought
Tessa
Tua
was a
was
nice little dancer. So
I thought Tua
was
would go home.
So surprised.
But I think her mom was what they gave her. Tessa and Renee said goodbye to everyone, and they were shown packing up their things before leaving. So the next one is episode 2 is Unleash the Monsters.
Boy.
So
I thought Tessa and Renee, sorry, back to that.
Yeah.
Took it very well. Mm-hmm. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? They
Yeah.
weren't pointing blame. I mean,
No.
Tessa's costume and choreography, that was her first shot, and she got the worst of the
Yeah.
worst. I think the worst choreography and the worst costuming.
Well, like we say, always said on Dance Moms, that means a lot.
Oh,
It
yeah.
means a whole lot
definitely means a lot.
because she's a good little dancer.
she is a good little
Yeah, and then Abby would be like, "Oh no, you should be able to win." Well, if your choreography sucks, you can't win.
But I
Yeah.
think this mom would have really brought it too. So they missed out.
Maybe
She does.
Yeah.
She does. She
Yeah.
comes back and she does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But not on this show.
No, it's not on the
Interesting.
show. Sorry.
I'm gonna
Well,
have
as
to do a
far as
little
I know.
research when we're not filming in between the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, are you guys ready for a couple of questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
My question has 2 parts.
Bring it.
First, had you known how the show would turn out at the end from the beginning, how would you have promoted your daughter's career differently? And also, what are your favorite one-liners from the other mothers?
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cute.
that's good.
The ones that made the final edit and made the show, or ones you don't know about that
Oh.
would be funny to fans?
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't have. I mean, our kids promoted themselves. I wouldn't have done anything different. They did what they did. You know.
Yeah, and
So-
it was different back then. We didn't go out to LA to become stars. Everybody else who came on the show
No.
came to be stars. Our kids were who they were. So, and they've all turned out to be so successful on their own merit and because of the show. So
Yeah.
it all worked out, I think, really good for them.
Right. It
I
wasn't-
don't think
I think
would
when
change
I
anything.
left, for me, I would have done things differently. Because when I left, I just got quiet and didn't say a word. I feel like if I would have came out and expressed myself more and told my side of this story, my kids... I feel like my kids were frowned on, and I was frowned on because of the way we left. Where if
Really?
I would have said,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
So I think if I would have like gone on Good Morning America and I was offered to and I
Yeah, you
I
said
chose
that
not
everything.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have been better off if I did. So that's what I
interesting,
would have
Cal.
changed.
But were you allowed to talk about? Didn't you?
No,
and
I
Abby
didn't know
have-
what I was. They kept
Yeah.
threatening to sue me with
That's the
everything, so
problem.
I was afraid to say anything.
course.
But now looking back, I could have hired. They have
Like
Crisis-
crisis
crisis
people.
PR.
exactly, and I
management,
would
yeah.
have hired one to get my story out there,
Yeah.
and but I didn't. So that's what I
Yeah,
would have.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I would have done things differently because I was so terrified that if I didn't show up and perform and say things and argue that like we were getting sued and things
Yeah.
were getting taken away.
So
So
I thought they were talking about social media. If you would have did something different in social media.
no, I think just in general, would we
Oh,
have done anything
yeah, I think-
different?
Oh, I would have did so much different. Oh my god.
Yeah, social media barely existed. Do you remember the big thing that everyone was obsessed with was Twitter?
Yeah.
You know, it
Twitter was
Twitter.
the biggest back then. Yeah.
And Facebook, because I'll
Yeah.
never forget the first week that the show aired, because we all had like regular Facebooks, and my friend from Texas, she's still my friend to this day. Hi, Beth. She texted me and she's like, "So I used to be your friend on Facebook, now I'm your fan." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And it's after you have like 10,000 followers, you switch over to
a
like
business.
a business or public profile or whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And because the show had aired and everybody went to Facebook, and then all of a sudden it was like...
Somebody stole my Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, what were your favorite lines from other parents?
I don't.
And it says whether they aired or not.
Well, I do like Holly's Know Your Worth, because that kind of is throughout your whole life. Yeah, for everything. Know your worth in dance, in life, in school.
I like the
Holly
fact
told
on
you
it.
you were entitled to your wrong opinion.
Oh, that one's a good one. But I like her.
But also
stop eating because
That's why you're fat.
That's why you're fat. That's my favorite line.
I was so that day.
I know. You think?
You've said it more than once.
You think?
Probably.
Yeah, you had it. You're right. You were.
Oh God. Mine is. Hey Steve, I know how I know you. You drove the bus to Wine Fest. Nobody knows that line except for, I don't know why that is so funny. My other favorite is I'll slam whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
That line makes me.
Yeah.
Did you see? I did it because you walked in. I did not know. Two of the most iconic things in my world happened within 30 milliseconds of each other. You rolled in the tiger shirt, and then she said, I'll slam whatever I want. Because you go in and you go, well, good morning to you too, huh, Kendall? Because Abby's being a bitch at the front desk. And then you come down the hallway and she goes, don't slam my door. And you go, I'll slam whatever I want. And then you go back to Jill, and Jill's like blue-eyed tigers on her tits. It is unbelievable. It's amazing. It really is.
That's so great.
Well, good afternoon to you too, Kendall, huh? That's exactly what you said.
That is so funny.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, Abby could make or break your day in,
Oh,
in a millisecond.
and she was in a foul mood that day. Oh God.
And it was usually
Honestly,
very
I
good.
Well, there was something that happened with you coming in with Brooke, because she's like, you should have called a taxi to Brooke or something.
Oh, she
Because I was filming, I think, at my house, so we were a couple minutes late.
Oh yeah, so Brooklyn.
But I couldn't.
But
they made it that I was just late. Meanwhile, I was filming.
Yeah.
They used to do that to you a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They did it all the time.
Oh, they did it to me too. I'd have to sit in the doctor's office and wait.
And then you.
Meanwhile, my car's
Yeah.
there. I'm ready to go, but
Yeah.
I come in and I'm late.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, how about the time that there was a car accident and I called panicking
Oh,
and I called California. And I was like,
I do remember
and I
this.
called someone, one of the
You said
creators.
you call them and tell them.
I said, I am late. There is a car accident. I cannot get there. And he's like, I swear nothing will be done to you, blah, blah, blah. I walked in the door. They went after Chloe, and I got him on the phone. And I was like, you tell them. He goes, I never said that.
I do remember that whole thing.
Oh, just like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I never said that. Yeah.
asshole.
They were afraid of Abby. They created that monster
But
and
they
then they
also
let
set
her
us up.
loose.
They set us up.
They set us up every minute. Not that we're bitching, but
No. I know people will say you're bitter.
Yeah.
You have
well, we have bitterness.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
We're bitter.
Go through that with your child. You'd be bitter too. Now,
especially
regrets,
when
no,
all of those
but,
people are making bazillions of dollars
Yeah.
and you're being treated like garbage, and you're like, no, people are tuning in to watch us.
When I see
You're
our kids on their
benefiting.
YouTube, it makes me so mad because they're making so much money on their YouTube.
Oh yeah, not
Oh, because
our
they-
kids'
they
YouTube.
put all
You're
the
talking
shows.
about Lifetime's
They
YouTube.
put all our kids, all
Yeah.
of the episodes and
And dances.
dances. They
Yeah.
make
And behind the scenes-
millions and millions and
millions.
millions of dollars a year on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let alone every time it's syndicated somewhere else.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then people are like, "Oh, look at you getting your ad money."
We don't get
Oh
any.
my! Oh my God!
Zero.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry that I sold these glasses. You know what I mean? You're still watching the show.
Oh yeah,
We're not getting paid for it.
Yep.
So
I do.
yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're done with our bitch session, we're all
I know,
gonna go.
that was a bitch fest.
And we're gonna get ready for episode 2. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.